You're recording? Okay, then we can pause it.
So hi, Rosina. This is Ravnika, and I'm going to be your counselor in practice today.
Okay.
I'm actually so before we get into the technicalities, I wanted to let you know that I'm under the supervision of Dr. Perry Smith, and whatever we are talking today, it will be recorded. So do I have your permission for that?
Sure.
So can you sign this for me, please?
Sure.
It says that all the sessions will be recorded, and after recording for the semester, we're going to delete it later.
Okay. Okay. And after I sign the consent, can I get a copy of it?
Sure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And the last thing I wanted to let you know is that I'm a mandated reporter.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be having to report if there is any talk about self-harm, suicide, or elder or child abuse, and I'll have to report it to the legal people. But I will let you know before I do that so that we can work our way through.
Okay.
So let's get started. Is this your first session?
It is. And I came here today. When they did the initial assessment, I was telling them that I've been suffering from some depression. I was in a very unhealthy relationship. The guy that I was with him for a really long time. Him and I started dating. We met each other on the job. And initially things were really good. I mean, we were getting along well, and then all of a sudden he just started changing. I mean, the way he would interact with me, and he used to call me all the time, and then he just started then I started hearing from him just a couple of times out of the week, and then all of a sudden it went to just once a week, then it was once every other week. And so we had a conversation, and it was then we broke off. Then I started getting really depressed. I was like, okay, so the relationship didn't mean anything to you at the end of the day after everything that I had kind of poured into the relationship. So I started just, trying to get past it all. So I started working more, and, and spending more time with my family and things like that. And that kind of helped. But now he came back, and it just kind of interrupted everything in my life. And I didn't even know how to feel anymore, because now he's back, and I'm like, do I want to go back into this relationship with him and then start feeling all, I don't know, I'm just really confused right now. I just don't know how to feel, and I don't know if it's good for me to go back. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So how long were you in this relationship for?
We were in the relationship for about 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
And how long was the separation with the break?
Well, almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really doing good, but I knew that I still had some feelings for him, because I actually ran into him somewhere with somebody else.
And how did you feel when you saw that person with him?
Ooh, I got a little angry at first.
Okay.
Because I was like, well, were you already dating her?
I know.
And you just didn't tell me, and now here it is, and we bump into each other, and the two of you, and I actually know her. We went to school together, and I'm like, wow, really? And I tried to play it off. I tried to make it seem like it was no big deal, and I was happy for him and all that. And then about maybe 3-4 months after that, then he started calling me, and hey, I miss you, things like that. But I was like, well, what happened to old girl? What happened with her?
I know. So did you not tell him that? He left you first, and now he has the audacity to come back to you. Didn't you reply that to him?
I did, not at the first conversation though. Like when he first called me, it was more like I just listened to him, and then I was like, okay, well, I got something to do, so I'll call you back. I tried to play it off. And then, like, after this, about the third phone call, that's when I was like, well, you know, you really hurt me. You know, I don't understand. Were you always dating her? You know, I was trying to get some clarity. And he was a little evasive. He didn't tell me he was just giving me these side stories. And, well, you know, I was going through some things, making up all these stories. You know, you remember that my grandmother passed away and I was feeling some type of way, and then for a minute I didn't feel like you supported me, which I was like, are you serious?
So he's like guilt tripping you?
Yeah. And I was like, really? Trying to throw it back on me? I'm like, for real? And so we went back and forth with that for a moment, and then he was like, well, you know, can we start seeing each other again? So that's where I was really like, I don't know. I don't think this is good and healthy, but I still have some feelings for him, and I don't know what to do.
Have you met any other person since you break up with him?
I did. I started school.
That's great.
And in one of my classes,
what do you do at school?
I'm actually going to school for human services right now because I already work in the field. So, because I really do like helping people. So I work with youth right now, and when I went back to school in order to get my degree so that I can kind of advance my life, I met this one really cool guy. He's not in my class, but he's in the same school. And it started out, we met at the library, and we started kind of talking and studying together. So it's been kind of cool, but we haven't, like went out anywhere. Everything has been like study related, and I think he kind of sort of tried to ask me out.
Likes you, but he can't approach you.
Yeah, he seems kind of shy.
Why don't you take the first step and ask him out?
That's not how I was raised. I was raised like he should be the one. You know what I'm saying?
I do understand. I've been raised the same way. So basically, you can't decide about your ex's feelings because you haven't ventured into the new feelings yet. So unless you don't venture into, you won't know that is he really what you want, even though after all the breakup that you went through, or he's worth it or not. So I think you should try meeting new people. Try to give that new friend a chance.
Okay. Might not be a bad idea.
And I know it's the 21st. I know we're not raised that way, but it's the 21st century. Try and ask him out.
I mean, I could try. I guess it wouldn't hurt. I guess though I'm kind of, what if he is not feeling that way and he rejects me? Then what?
Then we have a problem, don't we? You don't want to lose this friendship.
Right.
So maybe instead of meeting new people, focus on your studies. Focus on studies, focusing on getting the degree of yours, because that will also keep you diverted. It will keep your mind diverted from your ex and his shenanigans. So basically,
shenanigans, truly.
Also, so how is during your you said you were going through depression, right? So, did you not eat, or did you just keep sleeping? Were you lazy?
Couldn't sleep. I was, just really anxious. And then angry. And I didn't really want to interact with a lot of people at first. And I finally kind of realized that if I wanted to move on, I had to do something different, but still, just couldn't sleep well.
So do you still have that problem when you're sleeping well?
Sometimes, yeah, I still have problems not sleeping well. I tried taking some melatonin because it was over the counter. So that was easy to do.
So
it helped a little bit, not really. I mean, maybe, I don't know why it didn't work.
Do you do any physical exercises?
I do like to walk. Okay. So I and that helped a little bit too. It's just that now my work and my studies have kept me from being able to do everything, because by the time I finish work and then go to school and get home, I'm exhausted.
Sure.
But then after I get settled, I still can't go to sleep right away.
Still can't go to sleep. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried like yoga or meditation or something like that?
No, but a friend of mine did mention meditation. I've just never done it before. I don't know how.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the first steps.
Usually, honestly, there are instructors, like those yoga camps you have in the communities and all that.
Okay.
But if not, I think the best suggestion would be to just go on the YouTube and check out, because they usually have easy tips about easy steps for meditation there.
Okay.
So that is one place you can start for your sleeping, for your insomnia.
Okay.
Which you said, so you can't sleep, as in you cannot sleep the whole night, or do you get a few hours of sleep here and there?
Yeah, kind of like I would, when I do finally fall asleep, then I'm up like 2, 3, and I feel like I've slept all night. That's really crazy. Like I'll turn around and I'll look at my phone, and I know that I laid down at midnight, but it's 3 o'clock and I feel like it was the whole night. And I'm like, how is that? And then I have to try to find a way to fall back to sleep, so I'll just kind of lay there, and then I have the racing kind of thoughts, and it's like, oh.
What kind of thoughts?
The next day, what am I gonna do?
Oh, okay.
So I start planning my day. I just start forward thinking. It's like, okay, well, I got this to do. Oh yeah, I got this assignment that needs to be done, and oh yeah, when I get to work, I need to do this. That kind of thing.
Sometimes when we have a lot of thoughts in our brains, that actually puts a barrier for us not to be able to sleep. So that is why we do meditation or some sleeping technique, or listen to some soothing music, so that it actually drifts our the thoughts away from our head.
Music.
Yeah, you could try that. Instead of meditation, you can try listen to a soft melody. Definitely helps. See if that works. And so you said that after you wanted to get your life back on track after the breakup. So you got into school, you're studying now, you're busy, absolutely. And do you work?
I do. I work with at-risk youth.
Okay.
I work at a group home.
And how is the experience? Like, is it taxing? Is it emotionally taxing? I'm sure it is.
It can be. It really can be, because adolescents are a handful.
Yes.
And they really love a lot of attention. So, and I'm a supervisor. So, if they don't like the other staff, they come directly to me. And then I also have to care for the staff. So it's the kids and the staff that kind of pull on me a lot. It's very rewarding work, though. I mean, I love the kids. I also care a lot about the staff that I work with, because they're great people.
So you have a huge backbone, you can say, in the workplace, supportive nature. And do you ever feel depressed when you're working with them?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
It's just that when I'm by myself, it'll kind of,
you feel lonely because there's nobody to talk to.
Right.
So do you have friends outside your work?
Not a whole lot, and even with the staff that I work with, even though they're really cool, I don't really interact with them outside of work. And I guess that's just the professional boundaries. I think that I don't know if that's appropriate, really, especially me being their supervisor.
It depends. If you are not comfortable, it depends on the comfort level, right? So if you feel comfortable enough to interact with them, thinking, because you said about professional boundaries, there are some people who love they want their supervisor to be like their friend. Some people want their supervisor to be like their boss. So it depends.
And I want to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't want them to get that mixed up.
Yep. So it depends. So do you feel like you want to be their boss or their friend? Or do you want to keep it strictly professional?
I really want to keep it professional, because I don't want them to start looking at me in a way where, okay, well, she's my boss, but she's really cool outside of here, so if I mess up, I know she's not going to write me up.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen, because then all of a sudden it just gets really gray at that point, and then they're not doing their job properly, and then I gotta hold them accountable. Then I'll start to feel bad, and yeah, I don't want to do that. Mm-mm.
You don't want to do that.
Mm-mm.
Do you have a family? Do you have a family? That
My
supports you?
mother and father passed away years ago.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
So, and my brother also passed. So, and I only had one biological sibling. I do have a godmother, but she lives out of state. And my god brothers and god sister that I have here, everybody's really busy, so we don't get a chance to really interact with one another unless there's a family gathering and I'm there with them then. But we're so busy talking about everything that's going on, so our lives are just so separated.
So there's nobody at home that you can actually talk to or share your feelings with.
No, my children are all adults and they have their lives.
Oh.
So, and I
Do
try
they-
to let them have their life.
But do they call you often? Do they like check in
I
with
talk
you?
to them every week. You know,
That's nice.
I do have I talk to them every week, and you know they'll call and check in on me. But their lives are busy. One's a corrections officer, and one's an administrative secretary in NPS. So their lives are like, ooh, yeah.
Wow.
So
Have you ever thought of getting a pet? This is just a suggestion because apparently pets are happy. They keep you company. That's one of the things that I've heard from my other clients. They actually apparently keep you company. I'm actually scared of pets, so I can't just give you that option. But that's something I could suggest.
okay. The only problem that I have is, you know, pets can be a little expensive.
Sure.
You know, and then if they get sick, you got to make sure they're taken care of. I'm on the fence. I love dogs. I really do. I had one when I was a kid. But now, do I want that responsibility? And they're raising them. Oh my God, they tear up stuff. And whew, I don't know if I want all that responsibility yet. I would love to have them around for company, but I mean, like rearing them from puppy to adulthood. Am I ready for that? You know, I thought about that for a moment.
So maybe we can start small. We can like maybe you could go down. Do you have a community around you?
Oh yes, yes.
Like in the evenings, do they get together, do stuff like at nights? Do you have like game nights?
They have those community things like maybe twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
I think about twice a month they have it.
Twice a month?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that sounds about nice. You can actually go down there and like interact with more people. Maybe you never know who can be your best friend. You know, sometimes you just talk and you just hit it with that person, and you get along. And you seem like an amazing person, social person.
Oh wow, thank you.
So I'm definitely sure you can get along with a few of them, and also the your friend from school.
Okay.
Try
Just keep it as a friendship for now. Is that a suggestion? Just to see where things go.
just see how it goes.
Okay.
If he shows interest, you said that you would like him to take the first lead and not you. You're not comfortable with taking the first lead. So I would say take it slowly. If he asks you on a date, hopefully say yes. Try how that works and try to reflect on your feelings. How would you feel? Think about when your ex calls back, think about how you felt when he left you the first time.
Okay.
So that you do not make that mistake of, you try and think about what all you went through, all the downs and the ups, and how long it took you to get your life back on track.
Okay.
And I think we also spoke about you not getting enough sleep. So I would suggest, you said you love music.
Mm-hmm.
So listen to some music.
Okay.
So I think that would be a great start to try and see if you can write. There was actually a very nice trick that my mom taught me when I was a kid. When I used to not get sleep, she told me to count from 100 to 1 backwards.
Ooh.
and
That would put me to sleep definitely.
that would actually help me to go to sleep or count tables, mathematical tables.
Okay.
So anything that makes you sleep, and we will catch up in the next session and
Okay.
let me know how it works.
Okay.
Please, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.